Hi everyone, I'm John Pavlak. Welcome back to Ion Harness Racing presented by Trackmaster, and welcome to a hot and sunny Delaware, Ohio, where 1 week from today, a field of top 3-year-old pacing colts will be on this racetrack to contest the 68th edition of the Little Brown Jug. The president of the Brown Jug Society and director of racing at Delaware, Ohio, is Tom Wright. Tom, the most notable change that I've seen, or that's rumored so far this year, is a bigger purse. Tell us how much and where did it come from?
We are going to have some additions to the purse this year, which is fantastic. We've struck a nice relationship with the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association and the Racing Commission, and through the video terminals that are going on at the racinos this year, primarily just at Scioto for the first year, the horsemen have made the decision to enhance our purse, and they're adding an additional $50,000 to the $50,000 we already add. So right now I'm estimating the purse somewhere between $550,000 and $600,000, pending the number of starters that we have.
I know the Jug Society meets every year during Jug Week, and one of the things they often talk about is the format of the race. Is that on the agenda again this year?
Funny, yes it is. It seems to be a common on the agenda. As you know, 2 years ago we changed the format of the Jugette, primarily focused on that third heat, that if necessary heat, and we eliminated that from the process. So we just have eliminations in a final, and the winner of the final is the winner of the Jugette in that situation. Some format has been discussed around the Jug, and that's all it has been at this stage of the game, is simply discussed. So we want to investigate all conditions that we have on the Jug and what is best for everybody involved, not only the spectator, which we value very much, but the horsemen and the drivers and the trainers, and most importantly, we certainly value the athlete, that being the horse itself, and we want to do what's best for the animal as well.
Of all the races in North America, the Jug is probably still the most popular in terms of nominations. You tell me there's a downward trend, but it's a very small downward trend.
It has been. As you know, the horse population has significantly been dropped. We in Ohio are really proud of the fact that we've jumped from 2 years ago, we were 9th in foals. Now we're all the way up to 3rd in the state of Ohio. So just Ohio alone has affected us to some degree in our nomination numbers. But the great part about it is we are on the rise. Ohio's on the rise. Our nominations are starting to tickle back. Over the last 3 years, from 3 years ago, as I indicated to you, I'm probably about 8-9% down from where I was 3 years ago. Compared to the rest of the industry, I'm still well ahead.
You mentioned changes in Ohio and the racinos and the like. One change is racetracks no longer have barn areas. You have one here, could probably expand and be centrally located to some rather rich racing in Middle America. Is that among the plans?
Absolutely. This past winter, we normally would say our capacity is about 185 head. This past winter, we had 215 head on the grounds. We used the Jug and the Jugette barn. But short-term and long-term goal is for us to improve. That means improving the availability of stalls that we have. We have made a continued effort to take care of the track to make it all weather, so guys can train in the winter as well as all summer long. We want to expand the barns. We want to increase the number of barns, have more year-round barns available to the horsemen. There's a need, there's a void there that needs to be filled, and we think we're centrally located here in Ohio that you can get to Cleveland, to Indianapolis, to the Meadows, to Dayton and the new tracks there. So we're in a perfect spot to do it.
Oh, sorry, didn't mean to ignore you, but I've got something here on my iPad I want to show you. Something new from Hoofbeats just for you. It's our all-new edition of Hoofbeats Direct. If you have an iPad such as this, an Android tablet, any device that gets to the internet, you'll have this. The nice thing about it, whereas before it was simply a PDF file that showed a picture of all the pages, every one of these, you saw the links come up, is a link directly to a story. Hoofbeats Direct will come with special content, links to slideshows, and video, for example, interviews with the newsmakers each month. Things you'll find nowhere else. They'll be exclusive to you and your copy. And the best thing is, if you have Hoofbeats delivered to your home each and every month, you can have the online version as you see here at no additional charge. But you do need to have an online services account. Visit myaccount.ustrotting.com to register. Ohio's Super Night had a special added attraction this past Saturday night. The $125,000 Jim Ewart Memorial brought together an outstanding field of free-for-all pacers. Pet Rock and driver Dan Noble seized control early and sped to a world record around 3 turns and held off the red-hot A Rock and Roll Dance.
They're off the turn and on their way home. It's Pet Rock with the lead. A Rock and Roll Dance coming on and coming at him, but Pet Rock is dead game tonight. Pet Rock to win it.
Many of the Ewart starters will remain in Central Ohio for the Winback Farms Pace, which will be raced here for $60,000 purse on Little Brown Jug Day. Earlier this week, the USTA unveiled its special website devoted to the Jug and Grand Circuit racing at Delaware. It's the best place to keep up with everything that will be happening here in Delaware, and it's easy to find. Simply visit our homepage, ustrotting.com, and find and click on the Jug website banner to be taken to all things Delaware. And this year, you'll also be able to watch every race on Jug Day on the same webpage. Older trotters were featured in a pair of stakes at Vernon Downs this past Friday evening. A new track trotting record was posted by Intimidate and driver Ron Pierce in the $214,000 credit winner, and they did it in impressive style.
They enter the final furlong, and up on the front end, it is Sevruga back to challenge for the lead with market share. It is Sevruga coming on, also between horses Intimate Date, and Intimate Date will get there first and win.
Tell me about how you were able to find some room there down the stretch.
Well, we just kind of threaded the needle between a couple horses, Jody and I guess it was Corey on the inside of us. The decision I had to make, the only tough decision, was at the quarter pole, where it was either I stay in the flow that wasn't going anywhere, or I take a shot at go up the inside, and I took the shot and went up the inside, and I was lucky to get through.
In the race for mares, the $202,000 Muscle Hill, Dorsey and driver Corey Callahan set a divisional track record for 4-year-old trotting mares after leaving quickly, getting cover, and then coming clear in the stretch
up
after exiting the garden spot.
Dorsey is just flying through the final 16th and draws away.
You're just saying this filly mare has gotten really, really good figuring it out and winning some big races.
Yes, she really has. You know, I mean, Jonas and I are lucky that the owner decided to bring her back this year. He was thinking about taking her to Sweden and breeding her, you know, but she won a really, she finished 4th in the Breeders' Crown last year, and he said, you know what, we'll try her one more year, and I'm really glad he did. I'm sure he's happy too.
At Mohawk Racetrack, eliminations for a trio of rich and important races were held. In this, the fastest of 3 $30,000 eliminations in the event for freshman fillies, I Jasmine and Scott Zeron came from 6th at the top of the stretch to post a 157-1 victory. She will join the other elimination winners, Grandma's Girl and Danica Hall, in Saturday's $374,000 Peaceful Way final.
I Jasmine starts a rally on the far outside, and she's got the best looking late speed. Here comes I Jasmine after Reflection Hanover. Reflection Hanover digs in. I Jasmine got her.
Yeah, she's pretty versatile. I mean, I could have just easily spoke to her to leave the gate, but I wanted to take my time. My dad's been kind of doing that with her, so she knows how to race a little bit better from off the pace, and things set up pretty good. We were sitting 3rd over, and when I spoke to her down the lane, she was game 1 to pass them all.
In one of 2 $30,000 William Wellwood Memorial eliminations for 2-year-old trotting colts raced this past Friday, Father Patrick turned in another sterling performance and advanced to the $365,000 Wellwood final, along with the other elimination winner, Harper Blue Chip, who won in 156-1.
Father Patrick's not a happy camper. 3/4 and 127-1. Gengras straightens him up. He's going to have to make up 3 if he wants to credit Fashion tonight. Credit Fashion is still there. Father Patrick on the outside is coming on now, and Father Patrick got his act together. Father Patrick, hallelujah.
The 2013 Hambletonian winner, Royalty for Life, appeared in this past Saturday's Canadian Trotting Classic eliminations, but the heavy favorite was upset by You're So Vain in a 152-4 mile. Those two will join the other elimination winner, Master of Law, who won in 153-4 in this coming Saturday's $686,000 Canadian Trotting Classic final.
Down late, and he's sailing by. And here outside comes Your Sylvain, and Your Sylvain picks off the favorite in the finals.
Harness handicappers, this one's for you. Trackmaster Harness Pro is the most unique and powerful handicapping tool dedicated to harness racing on the market today. It's a combination of all the features found in sophisticated handicapping software, all conveniently presented as a web-based, all-in-one handicapping utility. The only product you'll ever need. Trackmaster Harness Pro has these exclusive features: top performers, graphs, power ratings, sortable statistics, PDF race programs included. Trackmaster is your complete source for harness racing information. Trackmaster Harness Pro for the serious player.
Trackmaster's Harness Pro is the most unique and powerful harness handicapping tool available on the market today. There's no software to download or install, simply and easily handicap from any PC, Mac, or tablet computer using a web browser. Visit Trackmaster.com to become a Harness Pro. Trackmaster has again provided us with platinum picks for the Ion Harness Racing Race of the Week. Here are this week's Trackmaster Platinum picks for the $686,000 Canadian Trotting Classic final at Mohawk Racetrack. The Canadian Trotting Classic is also the subject of this week's Paul's Paddock Picks with Paul Ramlow.
This Saturday night's Canadian Trotting Classic at Mohawk Raceway should be just that, a classic. You have Hambletonian champion Royalty for Life looking to add another major stake to his resume. He got beat in his elimination last week by Your Sylvain, but I think he'll come back very strong for the final. We also have Master of Law, the hot horse now who's won 6 consecutive races, including his Canadian Trotting Classic elimination and the Kentucky Sire Stake final. And don't rule out Wheelin' and Dealin', last season's unbeaten 2-year-old champion. He's yet to win a race this year as a 3-year-old, but he has the rail and came off a very good, solid third-place performance in his elimination. However, when it comes to the finish line, I look for the photo finish camera to try to separate Royalty for Life and Master of Law. We'll see who has the longest nose. I'm Paul Ramlow for Paul's Paddock Picks.
That's it for this week. I'm John Pavlak, and I'd like to thank Justin Horowitz, Greg Gangle, and of course Paul Ramlow for their contributions to this week's show. Next week, we'll also be reporting from right here in Delaware, Ohio, site of the 68th Little Brown Jug. Thanks for joining us, and make sure to make Ion Harness Racing a regular Thursday viewing habit.